But what else goes on in this #1 college town? Well, let's take a look.
Austin's just happening in every which way.
What is Austin about?
College kids having fun, the good culture. It's rich in culture.
There's a lot of water. You have a lot of outdoor activities, and it's young, and a lot of really good people live here.
It's a down-home place.
Small town feeling, but the big town excitement.
This is the Renaissance Market of Austin. It's been here since 1972, and this is all handmade jewelry and clothing or whatever. And the people come out here and they sell it, and this is how they make their living.
Right now we're on the drag in front of Quackenbush's, immortalized in the movie Slacker, which of course was about the terminally unambitious. But for those seeking higher education, there is the University of Texas with 48,000 students. Definitely qualifies Austin as a college town.
The drag, well, you've got your Renaissance Market, and there's a lot of diversity as far as, you know, cultures and all that stuff.
I think a lot of people come back to Austin if they're from Texas, and they're reclaiming some heritage.
Austin, the capital of the state, is also the home to the governor, the tart-tongued, silver-haired Ann Richards. And while many consider this city a bohemian oasis in a somewhat conservative state, Austin still has some typical Texas traits. Do folks from Austin wear cowboy boots for the most part?
Absolutely, yeah. I got a pair of Elvis Presley boots back in my safe. Want me to drag those out?
Sure.
They have his initials here, EP.
Wow.
They were made for him by a Memphis bootmaker.
Little feet.
Back then he did.
Look at that. My feet are almost bigger than Elvis's.
Those look great on you.
What are people in Austin serious about?
Chicken fried steak.
I'm going to get the classic Austin heart attack meal. What am I going to order?
If you want the heart attack meal, go ahead and get the chicken livers and the cream gravy. There's at least 35,000 milligrams of cholesterol in that one.
What is the one thing you'd want the rest of the country to know about Austin, Texas?
About Austin, Texas, we're full. Y'all stay home, watch us on TV.
Life in Austin, Texas. Do try to catch the Weekend Rock from Austin this weekend at these times, and we'll be back with more news later here on MTV.
MTV News.
Hi, I'm Kurt. This week, from the great city of Austin in the great state of Texas, Michael Jackson pays up. Star time at Hollywood's Golden Globe Awards, nose ring mania in the Texas Panhandle, and a look at the great bustling Austin music scene. I'm Kurt Loder. Welcome to the Weekend Rock, coming to you this week from one of the nation's great music capitals, Austin, Texas. Next half hour, we're going to be wandering around the area, checking out the music, the food, and of course, the great Texas nose ring controversy. First, though, let's check in with Michael Jackson, whose lawyers announced on Tuesday that they'd finally reached an undisclosed out-of-court settlement with the now 14-year-old boy who's accused him of sexual molestation. Here's the story.
We wish to jointly announce a mutual resolution of this lawsuit. The emotional...
Right now we're down here on Baylor Street in Austin, drinking in the magnificence of the 500-year-old Treaty Oak, the last of a grove of trees where American settlers are said to have once signed treaties with American Indians for whatever they may have been worth. Puts us in mind of Hollywood a bit, another place where even the most heartfelt promises often turn out to be of a tenuous and transitory nature. However, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association did deliver last weekend when it held its annual Golden Globe Awards, and our very own favorite Hollywoodian, Juliette Honan, was on hand to chronicle all the glamour. Here's a report.
There were just a couple of
Right now we're at Austin's Renaissance Market, which we figure would be a good place to take a look at the week's other notable news events in our weekly rewind.
In Paducah, Kentucky last Sunday, 4 teenagers rented the brilliant...
Take a quick break right here at this very diversified little stand, but we'll be back with a look at the great Texas nose ring controversy, the Austin music scene, and life in Austin itself. First, though, here's Allison Stewart eating her way through Austin. Don't go away.
Okay, so now tell me what you got for breakfast.
I'm having chilaquiles verdes.
A lot of people come in here mostly for breakfast. Our migas are our top sellers.
Eating migas con queso, sort of a scrambled egg with tortilla chips fried up in it. It's delicious, hot, spicy. Everyone goes out for breakfast.
Stay up late partying, so we have to sleep late, so we can come out to eat breakfast late.
I need a chalupa with avocado. I need a regular crispy taco. I need a bean tamale. Who had the chalupa?
6 salsas. We got 6 different hot salsas. We use serrano peppers, poblano peppers, cascabel pepper.
Which one's your favorite?
Pico de gallo.
Tomatillo.
Oh, why?
Spicy? Try it.
It is really hot. I understand the margaritas now.
What's that?
That's the swirl.
What's a swirl?
Half lime, half strawberry.
Why would I do that?
Get the best of both worlds.
How do you get it to swirl?
Okay, like you put the glass up as far as you can to the left, to the side, see how this is going in? The regular lime turns up.
Welcome back to the Weekend Rock from Austin, Texas, where we're currently perusing the design possibilities at a local tattoo parlor called the Crimson Dragon. Like many tat shops, the Crimson Dragon also offers body piercing, so it seemed an ideal place to introduce the story of Jonathan Skelton, a high school student in the town of Wellington, Texas, who got a nose ring for Christmas and has been getting hell from high school authorities ever since. Texas native John Norris reports.
I've just been different ever since I was a little bitty kid. Since, like, whenever I was in kindergarten, I'd have long hair and people would be calling me girl and stuff.
As he got older, Jonathan Skelton, an honor roll student, continued with his dare-to-be-different attitude, which led him to a fondness for tattoos and concert T-shirts. More recently, he quit the football team because they wanted him to cut his hair. And finally, since earrings were explicitly prohibited in Wellington High School, Jonathan decided to get his nose pierced.
Was it Slash's nose ring? Because that's what I heard, the Slash's nose ring is what inspired you. Or was it just like, just to have one in general, and you knew that earrings were, couldn't do an earring, so...
Kind of both. I mean, that's where I really seen the first one. It was Slash's, and I loved it, so I decided to get me one.
When I came in and saw it in his nose, I cried. I do not like it.
But Jonathan's mother was the least of his worries. When he returned to school after Christmas break sporting the nose ring, his first period teacher was not happy.
She gave us our assignments, and the people that were sitting beside me kept on talking about my nose ring and asked me general questions and stuff. I mean, that's the same thing if someone got a new shirt. They would, well, how much you pay for it? Where'd you get it?
Unfortunately for Jonathan, Principal Taylor did not see it this way. He isolated Jonathan from the rest of the students in a program called Alternative Education, citing some seemingly unclear reasons.
Their first deal was that boys cannot wear an earring, and that is an earring in his nose. And I was like, no, that's discrimination. The girls wear earrings, let's let the boys wear earrings. I said, okay, then it's not discrimination. It's not the earring, actually. It's the fact that it disrupted the class.
So tell me what a typical day is like at school now with this weird alternative situation they've got you in.
In the mornings, I'm sitting in this little room, just a little office. And then after lunch, I go up to a classroom that don't have no students in it. I have to go to break after everyone else, and then...
Because the idea is you're not supposed to...
I guess I'm not supposed to associate with other kids, because at lunch, I have to go to lunch by myself.
While Jonathan spends his day in isolation, eating lunch by himself and taking classes by himself, we thought we'd head over to Wellington's Town Square for a sampling of local opinions on the notorious nose ring.
I grew up there, my kids went to school there, and I just know there's just a lot of things there that's more distracting than that ring in his nose.
I think kids have a right to be different, but as long as they understand the penalty that'll come from being different.
Oh, what are y'all doing in this small town? You guys got better things to do.
While the townspeople seem split on the issue, almost all the students, especially Jonathan's friends, feel that John should be treated like every other student.
It sounds like they're still living on, a dress code that was made in the 50s. Yeah.
But that's the way this town is. It's behind in the fashion, everything's behind.
What do you think it's going to take to change that? Just Another generation.
What we're doing. Stepping out, making. I was in junior high, I'd be in like all black, and one of my teachers was asking some of my friends if I was into cult and devil worship, which is, I mean, some of the people around here, don't y'all think they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't dress in Wranglers with boots and a cowboy hat, then they think you're weird.
Has this whole issue, do you think, divided a lot of kids with their, parents?
I mean, my mom, she don't care about it, but like my stepfather, it just brought us further apart.
Like my coach, I bet just about every day for a week, we sit there and argue about it. He told me, like, in his opinion, he said that guys that wear earrings are queerish.
Do you guys think it's weird at all that they actually have someone, they hire someone, I guess they pay someone to sit there, with one person all day long? I mean, isn't that basically what they're doing?
Yeah.
Wasting taxpayers' money. They pay her to do a quilt. She's been working on a quilt and her taxes.
Does she say things to you during the day, or just?
Shut the door.
we don't talk much.
Yeah.
Wellington High School is apparently circling the wagons over the nose ring issue, and officials refuse to comment to MTV. But even though the administration is showing no signs of yielding, Jonathan does have some formidable supporters in his corner, too. His mom, Becky, and his brother, Mike.
They're probably not going to bend, but I'm not either.
He has the right. That's what the Constitution's there for. You have a right to be different and not get ridiculed for it.
So while Jonathan is waiting to take up his argument with the Wellington School Board and for action from the local chapter of the ACLU, John looks ahead to a time when he won't ever have to deal with this again.
I kind of want to go to college and be an art teacher, but not from a little school like this. Definitely a big school.
Jonathan may be a reluctant rebel with a cause, but he doesn't want anybody looking at him as a hero.
Everybody just be theirself. That's the way I feel. I don't want people. I feel kind of weird if people look up to me.
Meanwhile, back at Town Lake here in Austin, the late native son Stevie Ray Vaughan keeps watch over the Austin music scene, which must boast more bands per square mile than any other town in the country. Allison Stewart reports.
What are some adjectives to describe the Austin music scene?
I think honest and real and hardworking. Step right up.
We don't really run across many people that are actually born in Austin, and it's a place that has attracted people from outside the area for a long time. And so what you end up with is just a big melting pot here.
Is it true everybody's in a band then?
Oh, yeah.
Are you in a band? What's your band name?
I'm in a band called Unicorn Magic, and I'm also in a band called Thigh Master.
13 years, such a long, long time.
You could go out every single night for a year and probably never see the same thing twice if you tried.
Well, I wouldn't say there's no competition. I just don't think that's the basis of why we're all playing music. It's not a cutthroat scene. For one thing, you can't make a lot of money in Austin, period. And you won't. And I'm going to tell that to all the bands that are moving down here. Don't expect to make a lot of money.
You better be careful, baby, 'cause I got my eyes on you.
Well, you can find live music in almost every corner of Austin. It's 6th Street that's the real hub for clubs brimming with local talent.
You can hear a different kind of music all over up and down 6th Street on any given night. And so that's another reason why it's okay to be here with 30 bands, because they don't all sound alike.
You can hear the blues influence in everyone. You know, in the Butthole Surfers and in Kelly Wills.
Right.
You hear the blues, and that's what ties them together. That's what ties all these acts together, is some kind of blues base.
People ask me, what does Ugly Americans mean? Is it the band, or is it the audience? And I have to just say, yeah.
I wouldn't move anywhere else, to play music, and so many people come here to do that, and they know what's up.
Austin's music scene thriving as always. We're going to take a quick break right now, but we'll be back with a report on boot scootin'. Do tune in for that. And Allison Stewart's tour of Austin. Don't go away.
Austin, Texas.
Boot scoots means you get out and just have a great time.
We should wear boots. It's easier to slide across the floor if you have boots on.
Doesn't have to be cowboy boots either. I've done it in tennis shoes, high heels, weddings, doesn't matter.
Oh, I grew up doing this from Texas. Like, you start dancing when you're old enough to walk.
It doesn't take much in Texas to get people on the dance floor.
If you're good at it, you can get out there and spin and do a lot of fancy moves and stuff.
As long as the guy's a good lead, you can be a good dancer.
This is like the last bastion of male chauvinism. The guy actually officially gets to lead.
We got cold beer, good whiskey, and we got good country music.
The Broken Spoke is just Texas.
It's a classic place.
Welcome back to the Week in Rock from Austin, Texas, where we're now stepping gingerly around the sides of the Barton Springs Pool. 1,000 feet of spring water, 68 degrees year-round, said to be swimmable year-round, although we won't be testing that out. There's lots of great stuff to do here. Great music, as we saw a bit earlier. Great boot scooting, as we just saw. And lots of other things, too, as Allison Stewart found out. Here's her report.
What is the one thing you'd want the rest of the country to know about Austin, Texas?
About Austin, Texas, we're full. Y'all stay home, watch us on TV.
Austin, Texas, fun city, and we wound up at one of our favorite barbecue spots in town, the Green Mesquite. Do drop by if you're ever in the neighborhood. Next week, we'll be coming to you from the world capital of hot and spicy food and high old times with Mardi Gras in New Orleans. We'll see you then.